Check 1 2, check 1 2. I cannot. I can't see the. Oh, there it is. There's the mixer. There's the mixer. All right. Anyway, I think I need to adjust one thing here really quick. Guys, I'm not sure how to tell you this, but I am extremely peeved right now. It's so annoying. It's so freaking annoying. I probably shouldn't really be talking about that, but it's hard for me to hide. And why does this opacity not work like I think it will? Okay, that's kind of weird. Is it supposed to work like this? Maybe not. Huh. Maybe it's not oh, wait. Maybe it's only on chat. Oh, that's probably why. Why is chat like not opaque? What's the other word of opaque? Transparent. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Sorry, I need to adjust a little bit of something here really quick. But anyway, welcome to tonight. Welcome to this not really podcast. There we go. That's kind of what I've been shooting for. The somewhat opaque background so you can still kind of see what's happening back there. It doesn't matter too much for this game, but it's gonna matter once we put Tevi back on. That's when it's gonna matter. But yeah, now before we get started, I should probably mention I am extremely peeved right now about some real life stuff. I wish I can really go into it, but I don't know how to go into it if I do go into it. I feel like it's not something I can not necessarily talk about. It's not something I can explain very easily, nor I should probably explain. Yeah, just know I'm peeved. Just know I'm a little bit peeved. Maybe this peeved. I don't know. Maybe no, not that peeved. Like this peeved. Or yeah, maybe about this peeved. It's a really stupid thing though. It's a really stupid thing that's making me think of my future right now. As if I wasn't already thinking about my future anyway. But anyway, let me put up the message really quick in chat for anyone who wants to join us. If you want to join, please let me know. And I guess we'll translate that to Japanese too. Don't know what the Japanese of that, so Deep L, please help me. Please help me, Deep L. We need 2 people. Futatsu, not Futatsu, what is it? Not Futatsu for this one. What's the word I'm looking for? I am looking for... trying to read the Japanese right now as best as I could. The thing is, there's so much kanji in here, it's a little bit difficult to read. And the Deep L does not give me the Romaji for this. It just gives me straight up Japanese. Ninin, Ninin, Something something da. Needing something something da. That's really bad. That's really bad. I haven't seen these. I haven't seen a couple of these kanji before yet, so still learning. Still learning. Apparently on Wani Kani, I am up to level 4 out of 60. And I gotta say, level 4 is when I'm starting to feel the heat a little bit. Level 4 Wani Kani is starting to not make a whole lot of sense, at least for me. Or maybe it's also because I'm a little bit peeved, but probably a little bit of both. Probably a little bit of both. That's why I'm not quite not focused. Not as focused as I would like to be. But anyway, the title of the stream is what did I put the title of the stream as? Title of the stream is trying to get into Japan. Trying to get into Japan is going to involve a lot of work. But let's start with some ranked really quick as warm-ups, and then I will try to segue into it. And the translator cannot keep up with that, or maybe you just can't hear me. Maybe. Maybe. Anyway. That artist up there looks a little bit familiar. Hey, Cats, welcome. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I'm hoping the audio is okay. I think the music might be a little bit on the low side. I'm gonna bump it up just a tiny bit, but I'm also trying to get in the mood for not necessarily deep talks. Not necessarily Japan talks, though I did promise a little bit of Japan talks today, so I'm going to try to do a little bit of that also. I am mainly venting tonight. I am mainly venting tonight, but I am venting in the most vague way possible. Or the most vague way I can possibly do. Either way, I am probably gonna be venting a little bit. There's so much pressure in me right now that it's very distracting for me. And I'm sorry that you have to hear this. And I know I don't usually vent on stream normally, but I might be venting a little bit tonight. Gotcha. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. Let's start with this first. Normally we do a batsu, a punishment game here for me on this stream. I'm not taking them out today, though I could have possibly taken out one or two things. I could have possibly taken out the dried plums, which, holy crap, I haven't touched in a while. I could also possibly have taken out the sake that we still have had from New Year's. Holy crap, we still have one sake bottle left from New Year's. It is the whiskey sake, and it doesn't taste the same as it used to taste anymore, let me tell you that much. It's a bit of a shame, really, that it doesn't taste like that anymore, but it's still good, just not as good, which is a problem in itself. Ricci? No, we ain't gonna Ricci here. What I will do though is hopefully not die. Anyway, yeah, so one of those two. I don't have either of them with me right now, mainly because I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. And maybe it would have taken some stuff off my mind, possibly, but the reality is I don't think anything's going to change until at least next month. And even next month, I don't know if everything's gonna be better. I don't know if everything's gonna be better by next month. I'm hoping it is. I just have to take my hits for this month. Oh wow, if I actually called Ricci, imagine how much I would have gotten from that. 18,000? 18,000. Be glad I didn't call Ricci. You probably would have been half dead by now if you did. I'm gonna channel all my anger. I'm gonna channel all my frustrations. I'm gonna channel all of that into Mahjong power. And if the Mahjong power doesn't manifest, well, it happens. It happens. Long story short, stuff happened ever since one stupid incident was, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure what it is. And I'm not sure if I can talk about it right now because it's still kind of fresh in people's minds who were involved. So I guess maybe I'll just vaguely talk about it. I'll just vaguely talk about it. Let's just say some undergarments, some unmentionables. I probably should have said unmentionables first. Some unmentionables were found in a room that's not supposed to be at in my workplace. And they're not supposed to be there, period. You're not supposed to see any undergarments visible anywhere in my workplace, period. And I didn't think too much about it, to be honest. But there were more people who were disturbed, I guess is the word. They definitely took a lot more sanity damage than I did, which I took maybe none. I found the situation funny because it was there to begin with. Possibly inappropriate, yes. But, you know, I didn't think too much about it. There were other people, though, who did not want to be in the same room as said unmentionables. And because of that, things escalated to ridiculous degrees to where we have a change in management, basically. which is a weird way to get it all started, as well as just the general turmoil in said workplace. And general turmoil also ends up being something that is forcing me to leave, or at least think of leaving, sooner than expected. Now, here's a secret, well, not really a secret. Here's a thing that I have mentioned to them that is not a secret. I was never going to stay in that workplace for longer than my contract. Not because I disliked it initially. I was not going to stay in that place because I do not like living here. I do not like living where I am right now. I traveled, how far was it? Basically half the country to get here, where I am currently. And I never wanted to be here, but because I needed a job and I needed experience in something I didn't have experience in before, I took the offer. However, This place kind of reminds me of my hometown. However, unlike my hometown was actually a nice, pleasant place. This place, I swear, it's the water. There's something in the water. It makes people crazy, including me right now. If you stay here for too long, you eventually go crazy, one way or another. I don't know how to describe it. I think I have mentioned at least the state I'm in, so we'll just mention that again. Florida sucks. Why do people live here? You have to deal with hurricanes. Sure, it might not hit all the time, and you know, it probably doesn't happen every year. Well, there's hurricanes every year. That doesn't mean it hits every year.
No.
But it sucks. It reminds me of this one artist. Who is that artist? Crap, what's his name? Anyway. Florida sucks. Don't come here except for vacation. Don't live here. I don't know why anyone would live here other than the weather. The weather's not worth all the pain and suffering that happens in Florida. Please don't. Screw Florida. Seriously, screw Florida. Take me back. Take me back home. I like it there. I like it there. Anyway. I never wanted to stay, I never wanted to be here because of the hurricanes, but one thing keeps adding reason to another, and now it's come to a point where I just don't want to be here in general. And I was gonna wait until the end of my contract, which is still like sometime next year when it's gonna end. But mentally speaking, I don't know if I can handle that anymore. I don't know if I can handle that. Maybe it's also a little bit of Japan fever, I'll be perfectly honest. Since coming back to Japan, I've done several things that I didn't consider doing before. Which is quite a few things. Like, I've always had this idea of doing a 3-month trip in Japan. That's always been something I've wanted ever since I found something to like in Japan. Like specifically, and I may have mentioned this before, I like hiking, I like exploring, so I want to do that more. However, you know, vacation time isn't exactly enough, and you can't really be out for that long. It's just reality, right? So you either have to be retired, quit, or be very rich that you can do any of that, right? Well, in any case, at the very least, I was gonna try to do a 3-month thing, or I was also considering maybe studying in Japan, like, you know, to be able to live there. Like, when I say study, it's like language study. Not necessarily go to university or anything like that, though I'm not sure if I can even go to university right now. I could go to like a grad school, but I don't know what to do a grad school in. And from my understanding, you need some Japanese for grad school? Question mark? I don't know, I don't think that's a strict requirement. At least for some places, it's not a strict requirement. So I may look into that a little bit more. But I mean, PhD is not my thing. PhD is not my thing. It's annoying. I don't like tedious stuff. And PhDs are tedious among other things. It's like, I just kind of want to get on with my life, you know? Just kind of want to get on with my life, but yeah, go to school, do a 3-month trip, be in Japan for a little bit more, explore a little bit more. You can't really explore as much if you do the school thing, but you do get to live there, which can be it can be good or bad, depending on where you are, I guess. Which I would never want to live in Tokyo. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm not a fan of Tokyo. There are quiet spots in Tokyo, but in general, I'm just not a fan of Tokyo. It's way too busy. It's way too crowded. And it takes a little while to get out to nature. Yeah, I do know there is some nature close by, but it still takes a while to get out there. So that's a bit annoying. But mostly it's too busy. Also, it's too hot. It's like summer in the middle well, in the beginning of November even, and it's kind of crazy. It's December now, and supposedly it's a little bit better, but it's way too humid. I may have mentioned this before, but yeah. It's if I were to live in Japan, I would like to live outside of Tokyo. Almost anywhere outside of Tokyo. I'd even take Kyoto, to be honest. As busy as Kyoto is right now, especially with a lot of tourists coming in, I would take that. I would probably even take Osaka. There's actually a nice hiking spot near Osaka. What was it called? It's not Nakasendo. Nakasendo is elsewhere. But there's a hiking spot near Osaka that I've been wanting to try. Basically, you go through, again, old pilgrimage trails, because that's usually how it is. And at the end of it, you can get to I guess a monk village. Probably not really a monk village, but a collection of monk shrines. Not shrines. Yeah, temples? Temples. I think that's what it is. Temples. And you can kind of stay there for a little bit. I think that would be interesting. Of course, you don't have to take the hiking trail. You can actually just take a train to that place. So there's that too. It just you know, it kind of defeats the not purpose, but it kind of defeats the I'm trying to find the word. I can't think of the word. There's no effort, I suppose, and I would like to expend a little effort at least to get to the shrines or temples. I think it's temples. But at least, you know, there's that option. There's that option. Also, in general, I feel like I haven't been in Osaka for very long. I think Osaka's just a little bit more interesting in general. Me personally, I think it's more interesting. Though there are a lot of places in Tokyo to check out too, so either way. Personally, if I had my choice, Tohoku would be nice despite the ridiculously heavy snowfall. I think the snowfall right now in some places is like 3 feet of snow. Maybe 2 feet of snow, but it's pretty thick. If you've seen Mr. Abroad in Japan recently, he's been posting videos of his journey across Japan. And I think he got to a place where there's at least 2 feet of snow on the ground in early December. And that's not even the worst of it. That's not even the worst of it. But I would still much prefer that than Tokyo. Yeah, I might be freezing to death, and you know, it is what it is. I feel like sometimes you just gotta take it. But yeah.
No.
Oof. Glad that wasn't me. What round are we in? Oh, that was East 3. Oh. Yeah, anyway. There's also the idea of taking a job in Japan, which, by the way, I have tried, and I'm not expecting any of those applications to go through. Here's the thing. I think in most cases, depending on what you're doing, you can probably get away with going to work in Japan as long as you're able to write a Japanese resume, is what I understand. I mean, there's also the idea of setting up a business. That way you can stay and live over there. That's also an option. It could be any business, really. You can make a consulting business. You can make a self-proprietorship of like video editing or IT work and whatnot. I think those are all possible. Don't take it as legal advice, it's just ideas I've heard from other people that have done it. So, your mileage may vary. But all ideas worth pursuing nonetheless if you would pursue them to begin with. What I mean by that is, if you do anything, if you are so serious into an idea that you will see to it that you get it done no matter what, it can happen. It can happen. Some people have done things, made things possible through sheer force of will. And I feel like I'm about to that point where I could do it, but I don't know how to go about it, I guess is what I'm getting at. But anyway. Lots of ideas floating in my head. I think the most likely idea would be to do a 3-month vacation. However, to do that, I would have to quit my job, which I was gonna do anyway, but it might be sooner than later, depending on how things work out. And that's where the dangerous part comes in, right? Because when you do that, a lot of uncertain things happen if you don't have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, things could go very, very badly. And if things go very, very badly and no one is there to help you get out of said trouble, what did you just do to yourself, actually? What did you just do to yourself? Probably not the best advice for some people, just saying. Do things with utmost care. Do things with utmost care. Is all I can say. Think, plan, and figure out if it's the best thing for you to do. Which may not be the best thing for you to do, no matter how enticing it is. However, sometimes you just kind of have to go for it. Is what I'll say about that. Sometimes you just kind of have to go for it. And maybe things will work out eventually, who knows? Who knows? But don't rely on luck, because luck is fickle, extremely fickle. So in the meantime, I've been studying a lot of Japanese, both grammar and kanji, everyone's favorite subject, kanji. The grammar's not too bad, to be honest, though it's a little bit annoying, especially with the conjugations. Verb conjugations are a heck of a thing. Takes a little bit of memorization, just like English, but you know, it is what it is. The worst part right now, maybe not the worst part, kanji though. Kanji is, oh my gosh. If you've seen my Twitter, you probably have seen me rant about kanji and the random pronunciations that combinations of kanji can have, or even singular kanji can have. Now, if you played any games, that are Japanese only, whatever games that might be, visual novels, Super Robot Wars in my case. I used to play some Super Robot Wars, Japan only, and understood none of it except for the important stats. Sometimes that's all you need, right? Sometimes all you need is to figure out which one's attack, which one's defense, and everything else will take care of itself. Well, I guess in Super Robot Wars also you gotta figure out which one gives you the ground bonus damage, which one gives you air bonus, space, underwater, that kind of thing. Because if you don't have those, it makes some missions a little bit harder. So there is that. Can you read them? No, but can you recognize what the characters might mean? Yeah, actually, probably. If you do it enough, you figure out which one is Flash, which is I think the 100% evade skill. You also figure out which one is the 100% accuracy skill, and so forth and so on. So you do learn a little bit of kanji from that. If you like the game enough, it sticks, right? It sticks. Oh, that's dangerous. So yeah, I mean, I know some kanji from just, you know, random reading of things. So imagine my confusion when you run into some of those characters in study and they don't say what you thought they said. So you have to like unlearn a bunch of things, relearn, and probably being taught not the best way, but you just kind of memorize it because that's really the only way you can do it. Because let's be honest, if you ever tried Wanikani before, I'll just say Wanikani has some really weird mnemonics to help you memorize things, which sometimes works.
No.
Because they are weird, and because they're weird, it sticks. But some of them are so weird, it just doesn't make any sense. Wow. Glad that wasn't me. They went full power right there. Holy crap. And this is a really good hand. Holy crap, what am I gonna do with you? Anyway, learning a bunch of Japanese, probably not going as fast as I would like, but it's a marathon and not a sprint. So I feel like also it's supposedly already faster, so they say, than doing the... Well, it's faster than what they teach in the schools, that's for sure. Not the language schools, but the actual Japanese schools. Because, you know, they have years for that. They have like 12 years to learn almost everything. Meanwhile, for anyone who wants to visit Japan, you could have 12 years if you start early enough, though it's not going to be the same speed as what formal education will get you. And then if you do actual formal education, it might not be at the level that you want. Because what I hear about language schools in Japan, and for anyone who knows the situation, please let me know, clarify, correct me. What happens typically is you take a test to see what your level is, and based on that you get into a class. And depending on what you sign up for, the class might be for 3 months, 6 months, a year. imagine being an N5 for 1 year. I don't think that's good. It just seems very slow. So I guess in general, you might want to get a little bit ahead of your Japanese studies before you actually try any of that. Unless you're satisfied with just, starting from the bottom. Which at the very least, I feel like the most important thing to do when you're trying to learn Japanese, at least what I'm understanding anyway, is not necessarily go for the certifications, the Japanese JLPT certifications, though that might be also helpful. Because some places like to, make that as a requirement for working there. But I mean, it at least shows them that you've done the work, right? But doesn't mean that you can actually talk. So the important things are, are you conversational enough in Japanese? Can you last through an interview in Japanese? And if you can, great. You just might have a chance because you also know English. However, here's the other question. Do you want to work in Japan? Do you want to work for a Japanese company? I think if you've heard of the stories in Japan, for the most part, most people would say probably not, right? We've heard the horror stories, we've heard the ridiculous things some companies, big companies even, subject their workers to. And I can't imagine working for any of them, to be honest. If I were to work for anyone over there, it would be either for myself or an international company that has a pretty good reputation. But then what? Let's say we make it to Japan. Let's say we actually make the dream of actually living there. What does that actually get us? Well, living in Japan, for all intents and purposes, and what everyone has said, seems to be actually really, really nice. As far as the government services are concerned, they're actually pretty good. Cost of living in general is low. However, you probably won't get paid as much as your home country unless you are from Southeast Asia or South Asia, which is India. If you come from either of those places, then you probably will actually find a better life for yourself. I think that's just reality. But if you come from, let's say, the EU, UK, any Western country, probably not the best trade-off, unless the trade-off would be just, living in a very peaceful place where not many people are going to give you a hard time for anything. Yay, we got second place. Not first, but you know what? Holy crap, I'll take second. It's been forever. It has been forever. Alright. Well, how long has it been since I won anything? 1, 2, 3 games, which supposedly was all of last time, 2 weeks ago. And somehow all of them were fourth place. All of them I had to eat the plums, pickled plums for. Which, by the way, I tried one of the pickled plums in onigiri. I tried I think it was a green pickled plum. I made some onigiri, put a whole green pickled plum in one of them, and it wasn't as good as I expected. I think what I needed to do was actually just put it in a rice bowl, chop it up, and then put something else with it because it was sour. It was still better than the dried plums, but it was sour. I don't know if I'm rusty per se. Like I said, whenever I play Mahjong on stream, I don't really think about what's happening on the table. Like I barely see what's happening on the table. I'm not playing at 100%. I'm just playing very, very, very casually. And I would like to at least maintain Adept 2. Adept 2 around 400 points, but last couple of weeks said no. Last couple of weeks have said no on that one. So it's nice to at least get back to second. And I'm guessing the Ilya event is already done? Wait, was that only for 2 weeks? It felt longer for some reason. Yeah, I don't have enough pity for a new character at least. Oh well. Well, I have enough pity for some cosmetics. Except we're not doing that. We're not doing cosmetics. We are not doing cosmetics. Skins. Honestly, if I were to get a skin, I don't know who I would want to get. Because for them, you also have to like get other skins too, right? Let's see, what do I have for you? What do I need to do for your bond? Oh, wow. The only thing I'm really missing are these element things and cookies. Save the pity for the next collab. Oh yeah, I guess you can do that. How do I purchase the cookies in shop? Are the cookies only in shop? Because I don't, like I said, I don't do events. So if I did events, I would probably actually get some of this stuff, but I don't do any of it. So I'm probably missing a lot of free items for costumes and whatnot, for bond costumes anyway. Anyway, let's go another round. Cookies from the purple bag. Where's the purple bag? Purple bag. Purple bag. Oh, I guess I was queued. Yeah, but it's RNG though, right? And you have to get 5 of them. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. It's always bad when you get into a room full of Ichihime and everyone else is Chinese. Because that can be anything. It's such a wild card of a room. Crap. We could be taken for a ride here. We could actually be taken for a ride here. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to do a lot of things to at least learn Japanese for my next trip, whenever that would be. Whether it be the 3-month trip or an actual normal vacation. I'm at least trying to get my basics for that, because I never actually took it that seriously before. So it's I'm doing a little bit more studying. I've been studying every single day. Every single day I've been doing reviews ever since, I want to say ever since I got back. Maybe a little bit after, but at least since I got back. I've been doing reviews every single day. And you know, the kanji is fun. It doesn't make much sense sometimes. Just because I have to unlearn some things, and you know, that unlearning things is kind of bad when you're learning everything from scratch. But yeah, and I also have found out, which I already knew. I actually knew this one already. I'm reminded how bad I am at Japanese grammar. I can like say very, very simple things. I can hold very simple conversations. I don't know how to say things in the past. Past negative conjugations are a pain in the butt. I do not... there's like so many ways because there's so many different categories. And then I guess after that, it's not too bad once you figure out all the vocabulary. Are you serious? How was I supposed to know that was a wait? It's these things that get me, the sucker punches. These sucker punches are what gets me to 4th place. I don't think it's a skill issue. It's a how the heck issue. But yeah, anyway. I do want to go back to Japan. I think I've said that too many times already. I want to go back to Japan. However, when I'm currently planning a 3-month vacation, or at least I'm planning a 3-month trip, just in case. You know, what would I do in this 3-month trip? Because it's good to have a plan, right, ahead of time. And I'm already finding that maybe 3 months might be a long time to do things. Actually, it might be a long time to do things. 3 months is a long time. And it's not that it's not that I'm finding that I'm running out of stuff to explore in 3 months. That's not the issue. It's just that, holy crap, I am going to be doing a lot of things in 3 months. A lot of things will happen in 3 months. Am I mentally ready for that? Imagine, okay? Imagine this. If you already do this, good for you. Good for you. I wish I knew what that experience was. But if you imagine this. You're not in school, you're not doing a job. You're just kind of wandering for months at a time. Out somewhere, it doesn't have to be Japan. It can be just wandering, exploring, seeing everything. It could be in Canada, it could be in the US, it could be in Europe, just someplace. Maybe you're not thinking about it at that time. Maybe you're not really, you know, you're not concerned about anything but the moment. And you know, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. There's a lot of things that can be found in the moment, and a lot of people don't really live in the moment. But the point I'm trying to get to is, it's a lot of stuff in a short amount of time, and if it's I guess relatively short amount of time compared to your life, but it's a lot of things to do. But I guess if you're doing it at the time, you're not really thinking about that, and it just might be another Tuesday. How long before the adrenaline of the adventure wears off? I'm kind of scared about that, to be honest. I'm scared that I'm gonna get tired of it so quickly just because I know I'm going to be there for a long time. But at the same time, it's something I want to do. So maybe I shouldn't worry about it. Just go with the flow. I wish you can see my facial expressions right now, because I am in deep thought. And the thoughts are all jumbled up. Thoughts are all jumbled up. Because it's a scary thought to think about. Because it leads me down the rabbit hole of life, what to do in life, where are we going in life. Too much philosophy. Way too much philosophy. Philosophy is a mistake. Philosophy is a mistake that leads us to weird places. Oof. Okay. Let me get this straight. The one on my left took 12,000 points away from me, and the one on my right took those 12,000 points back. So who do I get the points from? I don't care, to be honest. I'll get the points from whoever I can get it from. But I need my 12,000 points back. I don't want to be in 4th place. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it kind of made me think about that. But back up a bit. The interesting parts of the planning, not the depressing parts of the planning and my existentialism. There we go. Thank you. The translator got it correctly, because I need that. If anyone is reading the Japanese subtitles, I need them to know what existentialism is. It is important. It is important because apparently, according to my friends, I suffer from that. I have, I guess, supposedly according to also my friends, I have an existential crisis every so often, and they would be correct. They would be correct. I feel like I'm lost in life. I don't know what to do. I am just kind of like coasting, hoping things will work out. But I've done that too much for the past 10 years, I guess. Let's just say 10 years. It's scary to think about. And I really should be doing not coasting. It's time to stop being a bystander and actually be an actor. No, we don't have to start a revolution. No one's saying that. Please don't. But you need to make some decisions. You need to do what's best for you, or explore yourself. I don't know. Depression 101. Without being depressed without actually being depressed. I feel like that's what that's where I am right now. And I don't know if that's evident sometimes when I stream. I hope it's not, but it's partly it's partly why you get what you get. The introspectiveness of whatever the heck this is. It also doesn't help that I played Disco Elysium at some point, so it made things even worse. Disco Elysium is fun though. I like Disco Elysium. Probably because of that. Except I don't like being political. Why is Disco Elysium so political? It's too political. Or at least it likes talking about politics, but not actually taking it too seriously. Or maybe it does. I don't know. That kind of went over my head, to be honest. That went way over my head. I just know it likes to talk about it. Because politics. Oh no, I hate politics. It's so annoying. Why does everything have to be so complicated? I just want to live a peaceful life. I just want to live a peaceful, simple life. Doing the things I enjoy. If I enjoy them with someone, great. But it's like, why does everything have to be so complicated? I think it was a song for that, and ouch, please don't hurt me. Okay, I'll take that. I'm still in 4th place though, so we gotta recover. We gotta recover. Anyway, back to the planning, back to the Japan planning. I didn't get very far on it because, you know, when you have 3 months to fill, you kind of have to figure out pacing. Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? What do you want to do? How long do you want to stay in each place? How long is long enough for any place? Yeah, I know, we gotta make this count. I don't know how, but we'll make it count. Maybe I'll go... Oh, my throat. My throat. Maybe I'll go Akko Cheap Hand right now. Akko Cheap Hand. Not taco. Akko. Akko from... Not Aqua. Screw you. Screw you, translator. Anyway, Akko from Saki. I think she was infamous for going with for the cheap hand wins. But look at these guys too. They're also going for the cheap hands. They just want it to end. Especially the guy on my right. He just wants it to end. I'd end him if I could, but I can't. My hand's too far away for that. So what do? What do? What do? We do our best. And the person on the right is doing everything they can to prevent me from getting a hand. And I think I kind of see what they're going for. But yeah, planning for a Japan trip for short term is difficult. But planning also for a long trip is also difficult. For a different reason. You see this? You see this crap? You see what I have to deal with? They took my 12,000 points. And the person in front of me also took some points. The 30 points we got for getting second place, that's all gone. And then some. And then some. This is what I have to deal with. It's not a question about skill, it's literally not fast enough and also just RNG. That's what I get for playing in East. But South is also too long, so I like doing East. So that's on me. Anyway, Japan planning trip. Oh, we at least have one on Ichihime. But yeah, Japan planning trip. I know I wanted to visit Hokkaido. Hokkaido's nice. I went to a little bit of Hokkaido on this past trip. Just the tip though. Just the tip of Hokkaido at the very south. Hakodate is the place. And Hakodate is basically if you're taking the train into Hokkaido, that's the first place you'll run into. That is Hokkaido itself. Well, technically not. You go through some small villages. You also go through a forest. But the JR train from Tokyo to Hokkaido stops at Shin Hakodate Station. That is where it stops at. And if you want to go elsewhere, you have to like transfer from Shin Hakodate Station to Hakodate itself. And from Hakodate itself, you can transfer to Sapporo, I think, is where you could go. But that takes a different train, and that's not Shinkansen. It is an express train, which is a pretty nice express train. I had to take it to get to the quasi national park that I was at, which I think I showed some pictures. I don't remember when, but I showed some pictures of it. But that was that Hakodate was nice, at least a little bit that I explored of it. Also about Hakodate, Hakodate is huge. I don't think Hakodate is as big as Texas, I don't think so. But it's pretty big, it's pretty mountainous. It's super hard to get around without a car. Yes, there are some train stations, but it doesn't go everywhere in Hakodate. And once you get to a certain location in Hakodate, you really want to take a car. Because public transportation in those places probably is not the greatest. Because, let's be honest, a lot of places outside of the main cities are... They might have buses, but the buses don't come around that often. Because there's not a whole lot of people in said town. So if you have less population, less visitors, then you also don't need as many... You don't need as many, what do you call this? Public transport. You don't need as much public transport. So that makes it a little bit tough. It makes it very tough to get around. So car definitely would be great. And you kind of need a car in a lot of places, especially if you want to visit the northernmost point in Japan, which is in Wakanai. I don't think any trains go there. You actually literally have to drive. And I think the closest major town to it is almost 4 hours away just to get there. So you could feasibly go there and back in the same day, but that's a long drive, and I have driven 10-hour days before. Not fun. Not fun. Not fun. There we go. It's not fun. You do not want to drive 10 hours in one day. One day, not Monday. Ay. Anyway, yeah, I do want to like at least get some achievements in Hokkaido, like the northernmost. Visit Sapporo, visit Otaru, maybe even visit what's that one place for the famous prison? Abashiri? I think it's Abashiri. With I think Golden Kamuy has Abashiri in there also. Maybe do a Golden Kamuy pilgrimage. Oh no. If you do a Golden Kamuy pilgrimage, I think it would also end up in Russia, from what I understand. And I don't think I want to visit Russia anytime soon. But in Hokkaido itself, Hokkaido is huge. And there's a couple national parks. Two really big national parks in Hokkaido that I want to go to. One is Daisetsudan, which I think is in central Hokkaido. And another one is Shiretoko, which is, I think, northeast Hokkaido, and basically very wild. Hokkaido, by the way, also, for better or worse, has the highest concentration of brown bears in all of Japan. In fact, it is the only place in Japan with brown bears. And the brown bears are dangerous. I think there's about, last I heard, 12,000 brown bears in Hokkaido. They're kind of also spread out. Also, some of them have made their ways into the cities, or at least outskirts of cities, because they don't have any food. Or at least the food is not so good where they're at, where they're living at these days. I'm not sure exactly what they eat. Salmon, berries, nuts. But that all of that is not. It's been a bad harvest for a few years apparently. So they actually have gone to the outskirts of major cities, including Sapporo, is what I heard. And yeah, imagine a big giant bear attacking people, which they do, and they scavenge for food because it's easier than hunting. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. And I, as much as I want to hike in the national parks, I have also heard there have been bear sightings, as well as bear attacks in a couple of those places. Now, to be clear, the death count is actually pretty low, but it still happens. And from what I understand, the bears will tend to avoid people. However, there are some bears that won't do that, and those are the bears I am afraid of. I would like to live. And I would like to not encounter a bear in the wild. That would be bad. That would be super bad. Now, I have met animals in the wild. In Yakushima, there were some wild monkeys on a mountain road that I was driving on. They were on the road, and we kind of had to, like, wait for them to move aside so that we could actually pass through. You don't want to run over the monkeys. But there was basically a family of monkeys. So, yeah. I don't think the monkeys in particular are dangerous. But, you don't want to mess with wild animals in general. You just don't want to do that. So yeah. Sadly, I didn't see any wild deer because Yakushima supposedly has some wild deer. But the monkeys were interesting. I just could not get any pictures of them because I was driving. It's the worst thing when you're driving and you see something interesting, but you can't take a picture of it because you're driving, you're behind the wheel. And the person who was traveling with me at the time, also not fast enough to take a picture. Not fast enough to take a picture. But it was still nice seeing them, so that was neat. I just don't want to meet a bear, The bear is much more dangerous than a monkey. Like, what's the worst a monkey's gonna do to me? Bite me, scratch me, give me rabies? All easily treatable. All of that is very easily treatable. However, you get attacked by a bear, a lot of things can happen. let's say you don't have bear spray. Let's say you don't have a stick that you can whack the bear's nose, which are 2 ways. I have heard that you can ward off a bear. Bears are huge. Bears are very strong. Bears are also much heavier than you are. They're also much larger than you are. Unless you're made... If you're 2 meters tall, which I think was, what, 6 feet something? Okay, you might be as big as a bear. Probably. They'll probably not mess with you as much if you're that big. However, most people are not that big. Most people don't also weigh... How heavy are bears? 500 kilograms or so? So basically, half a ton? Yeah. I think even a sumo wrestler would have a hard time with a bear. Just saying. I don't imagine sumo wrestlers hiking to begin with, but it's a funny thought. It's a funny thought of a sumo wrestler and a bear wrestling in the woods. And the sumo wrestler somehow, you know, pins the bear down and the bear runs away. Or, you know, the bear could also say, oh, hey, there's this big thing. Do I really want to fight it? If I fight it, am I gonna come out of this alive? Good question, bear. I don't know. I don't know, bear. You might have trouble. You might have trouble against a wrestler. But you're definitely not gonna have any trouble with the usual person who might be unarmed. Supposedly, if you do meet a bear in person, you do not want to run away. You definitely do not want to. You do not want to run away, because that actually triggers their chase response. And if you trigger their chase response, they will treat you as prey. And that is not good. That means you will be food. If not food, then at least be killed for sport, which is probably worse. Probably worse. I mentioned this because, like I said, I want to hike in Shiratoko. I also want to hike in Daisetsudan. But if I'm gonna run into bears, do I really want to hike there? Do I want to visit those places? I still kind of do. But I might do it very carefully, and maybe not stay there as long as I would like to. You know, for the sake of my life. That's kind of important. That might be very important. In general, it's a good thing to preserve your life when you're on a hike. Supposedly, whenever you hike anywhere in Japan, but mainly in northern Japan, not just Hokkaido, but like Tohoku, there are bears in the mountain areas, but I think in Tohoku, it's mainly black bears, which are smaller. But the brown bears are definitely a lot scarier, so I don't want to mess with them if I don't have to. But I still want to go to the national parks. And a lot of people go to the national parks every year anyway, so I think it'll be fine. As long as I'm not like out in the woods alone. That would be really bad. Don't do that. Even if you know what you're doing, I think it might be dangerous. Or, you know, go prepared, right? Go with bear spray or like a hiking stick that you can whack the bear with. For anyone who's saying poor bear, excuse me, your life is more important at the moment. You need to protect yourself. It is 100% self-defense. Just saying. Self-defense, very important. Also, I'm pretty sure people are trolling when they say this, but if friend shape, why dangerous? But the thing is, nature doesn't care. Nature doesn't care. That big ball of death, you need to respect it. That tiny little frog that looks like a rainbow, you need to respect that also. Both will kill you instantly. Respect nature. Enjoy nature, but also respect it. Okay, none of you could have possibly needed the tiles I had. Actually, no. True. You may have. Because I was holding wins that I probably shouldn't be holding on to. Where else would I even go in Hokkaido, to be honest? Where are good places in Hokkaido to go to besides the national parks? Northernmost, we lost 2 people. Why did we lose 2 people? Hey, Gil. Yeah, I think you might want to end this somehow. I don't know. Because you have to win. I cannot win. Oh no, we can both win. We can both win. Okay, well, I'm not sure if they both rage DC'd or DC'd naturally. I don't know how that usually works. It's a little, it's a mystery. What the reasons behind the DCs usually are. But yeah. Where would I go in Hokkaido? How long do I stay? Because right now I'm kind of looking at my Hokkaido portion of a trip. And it seems like maybe I'm going too fast because I'm not staying in the big cities for that long. Like maybe 4 days. About 4 days is what I'm doing in the big cities. And then 2 nights in the national parks, not in the parks themselves. There are some towns nearby those parks that you can stay at. So those would be your base for travel. And so I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to camp in the national parks to begin with. I think it's usually not allowed, but even if you could, remember bears. The bears are dangerous. I would not want to camp in a place where a bear can reach me or my food. They're probably not in general gonna kill people while they're sleeping, but they do want the food, so just be aware. Though a lot of people here in the States, I think, when they do hike, are aware of bears, but they camp anyway, so not sure how that works out. But hey, first place, thank goodness. Did we get 50 points back? Almost all the points back. Alive-ish, kind of. Kind of. Man, I want to play with you guys, but we really need another person. We need another person in here. We can't just have like one person who can play. We need 2 people who can play, or at least one person, or at least another person who wants to try playing. Remember, here's your invitation. Whenever I do the Mahjong streams, you are always welcome to play with me. Just say so. Just tell me, because we usually have at least one other person who can play, and it's just kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Otherwise, you're probably gonna be listening to me speak about random stuff, a little bit of philosophy, a little bit of Japan, and who knows what. I feel a little better now after what do you call this? Talking. 3-player Mahjong can do that if you catch my drift. If we do three-player Mahjong, I don't want to be caught with only you in the room. We need someone else. We need someone else to feel the pain, not just me. Oh, I did hear I can probably dual stream in Twitch again. I forgot I could do that. So next time we do the Mahjong, I think I will try dual streaming in Twitch, because usually there are some Mahjong people over there. So, and maybe not so much on YouTube, at least here. Ah, Nihonjin desu ka? いいです。いいです。Let me say, ちょっとね。Wait, you said you don't speak English. How are you talking? Not. How are you talking? Deep L? Man, I wish I used Deep L while doing this. But anyway, if you're here, that's fine. If you just want to listen to whatever I'm rambling about, that's okay too. Ah, 僕は勉強日本語をします。I don't know if I said that right, but I'm studying. I'm studying. And I'm very bad. My Japanese is very bad. But well, it's true. My Japanese is very bad. I'm surprised I survived the countryside in Japan with how bad my Japanese is. But somehow I manage. Somehow I manage. Here's the worst part. Here's the worst part of my Japanese. Let's just put it this way. I can understand 50% of what people are saying. However, I cannot understand. I cannot speak 90% of the conversation. So, yeah, I need to work on that a lot. You know how it is when you like listen to anime and you kind of sort of pick up what the anime is saying after just watching, to the point that sometimes you don't even need the subs, you can kind of understand already. But actually speaking it and actually knowing what they're saying, those are two different things. Oh, I didn't realize I was in Tenpai. So yeah, I didn't realize I was in Tenpai. But yeah, if you want to play Mahjong, please let me know. Please let me know. I will make a room. And but if you just want to listen, that's also okay. That's also okay. I just don't know what else to talk about right now. I'm flustered. I won't say my frustrations from earlier are gone, but it has severely, not severely, it has lessened by quite a bit because I'm flustered. Because I am flustered, it has lessened quite a bit. I'm just dreading next week. I am dreading next week because so many emails were written today. Heated emails with upper management, not just management, upper management, about certain things, and I don't know if I'm safe on not Monday. I don't work Monday. I don't know if I'm safe next week. So yeah. Well, if I find myself out of a job in a month, well, I guess I'll be doing my Japan trip a lot earlier than expected. However, I don't think I want to go to Hokkaido in spring. I think Hokkaido would be very cold in spring. Super cold. Like snow. Though I have heard this year I kind of believe that this is a real problem, where in some places, maybe not just Hokkaido itself, some places have skipped seasons because of how warm the year has been. Like compared to every other year before, compared to the past 10 years or something, it has been a lot warmer. I think we know why. I think we know why, but I'm not sure if there's also what is it, El Nino or La Nina event going on. I don't know if that's a thing. I haven't checked. But usually if one of those things happens, it's either cooler or warmer. I'm not sure which one is which, to be honest. But a lot of people like to blame the climate change. And I'm more inclined to believe that. Just because, you know, it's a trend. It's definitely a trend. So it's like you're kind of skipping seasons. You don't really get the fall season in some places. You can get a little bit of orange. Some leaves turn orange. And some of them just die when all the other leaves are ready to turn orange, which is kind of sad, to be honest. Kind of sad. I don't think I experienced that so much this time around, but in this previous trip, there wasn't as much fall colors as I expected. There were quite a few fall colors in Onuma Park. A little bit of that was in Hakodate, but I don't think it was as much as I expected. Or maybe, you know, it also depends on the trees, right? Maple trees tend to be orange faster, so do ginkgo trees apparently. I just found that out. Or I found that out in the previous trip. Ginkgo trees, very sensitive to the cold. Maple trees, kind of sensitive to the cold. And then you have like oak and other trees which are not as sensitive. So they take a little while. But maple trees, yeah, maple trees are definitely very sensitive, as well as ginkgo. So if I think about it, I think the only place I found ginkgo was in Kumamoto. There was a lot of ginkgo in Kumamoto, but I don't remember seeing it anywhere else. Though if you do go into an onsen towns tend to be higher up in elevation, or at least have mountains around. So you could see some fall colors there. There was definitely some fall colors in Yufu in late October. But I wasn't expecting a whole lot because it is further down south in Japan. It's also in Kyushu. But it was nice to be able to see some. That was a surprise. If you go in Tohoku, you definitely go to Nyuto Onsen. Fall colors around maybe even late October, you might see them because that's a valley. And it gets pretty cold in that valley. Hakodate wasn't that cold when I visited. I think it was like around 50 to 60 Celsius, which was not terrible. It was pretty cold the last day I was there though, because the wind was blowing. But I don't think that's necessarily like, you know, here's winter, here's fall. It's just being Hokkaido, for a lack of a better word. But yeah, there's man, where do I go in Hokkaido? Because Hokkaido is like mainly a bunch of really spread out small towns. It kind of reminds me of Texas, to be honest. Except Texas doesn't have bears. I think Texas has coyotes, but I don't think I've ever seen a coyote. I've never even heard of a coyote. I think the people that live out in the countryside, they do once in a while. Maybe boars more so than coyotes. Dang, why don't the coyotes actually hunt the boars? Because boars are scary, that's probably why. They just kind of tear everything up, holy crap. But yeah. Yeah, also, Texas is not as mountainous as Hokkaido, that's another thing. No bears, no mountains. There's that. Harasho, I do not know what you're saying, but hello, hello. Is it Harasho? Harasho. I do not speak Russian. I don't know any Russian except for that. I don't know any Russian except for that. Oh, speaking of Russian though, did I mention there was like a surprising amount of Russian on the... Oh, please not. Okay, that's not me. There's actually a surprising amount of Russian in the signs in Hokkaido, or at least Hakodate. But from what I understand, there's also what do you call this? In other places too. Sumimasen, boku wa Nihonjin janai de. Boku wa Nihonjin janai. America jin. America jin. But I visit Japan a lot. How do you say I visit? I visit Japan a lot. I visited Japan 5 times already, I think. Yeah, 5 times. And I want to go again. I want to go again. Open lobby if, you know what? Sure, let's try it. Let's see who jumps in. Let's see who jumps in. East only, 300 seconds. If anyone wants to join, here is the code. I'm just gonna be talking until we start, but if anyone wants to join, there's the code. If you know Mahjong, great. If you don't know Mahjong, that's also okay. If you just want to play, if you just want to play. But let's give this a try. I'm also gonna change my skin because why not? But no, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about Japan. The thing is, I may have told this story before, but I'll tell it again. The first time I went to Japan was just an excuse to visit Japan because a friend was graduating from grad school. And I figured, why not? Let's go visit. I don't think I'll be able to come here in a very long time. So yeah, did that. And then I found out how big Japan actually was, and there's just so much to see. Oh my gosh, you got Kuro? What? Oh, very nice. Who's the skin, by the way? Who's the furry? I mean, like, what? I've heard I've seen the furry in Twitter before, so I was kind of curious about that. Do we have one more? If we don't have one more, I'm putting an AI in. Only got Kudo. Were you trying for Ilya also? I'm just curious. All right, I'm gonna add one. Just a lucky. Oh, just a lucky draw. Wow. Well, you saw my draws last time. I didn't get anyone. I did get a nice new table though, so that's pretty good. A nice table and some nice effects, but that's it. That's it. Nah, I don't think I actually fell in love with Japan until I started hiking. I didn't fall in love until I actually started hiking, which was my third trip. First trip, I knew it was too rushed, so I wanted to go back. And when I visited, I spent a bit longer in the places I visited before. So I spent a little bit more time in Hiroshima. I spent also a little bit more time in Kyoto. At that time, Kyoto wasn't too busy. I think Kyoto's pretty crazy right now. But back in 2017 and 2015, Kyoto wasn't that busy. There were still a lot of people, but it's not to the levels that they are right now, which is understandably the people of Kyoto are a little frustrated about it. Holy crap, what? Excuse me. Excuse me, I need the proper emotion for this. What? I need the Ichihime. I need Ichihime for this one. It just doesn't feel right if I don't use Ichihime. Wow. Anyway. I think some of my favorite places in Japan. I think some of my favorite places in Japan are Hiroshima and Sendai. Actually, nice quiet towns, nice very homey feeling. Well, maybe not Sendai. I've only been near the train station, so I can't really say that about Sendai. But Hiroshima is very homey. Hiroshima, very homey. I like it. But yeah, third trip in Japan was just a very short 1 week trip that I did after visiting the Philippines. And I was in the Philippines for I think about a couple of weeks, and I wanted to visit Japan for at least a week at that time. So I went there hoping to catch the Nebuta festival in Aomori. Never made it to Aomori because holy crap, everything is booked out. All the hotels are booked out in Aomori. It's that popular. So it's like what do? But I still was able to see a Nebuta festival at the place I was staying at, so that was nice. That was nice. And I also found some really neat places during that short stay that I visited again. Specifically Osori-san. Very nice, far out. Temple out in the middle of nowhere. Oof. That is a lucky Yaku. That is a very lucky Yaku. And then I think I also hiked in Mitake, which is one of the hiking places near Tokyo. There's no good emotes. This character has no good emotes. That's yeah. It's all rage emotes. Not the best, the best character to use for that. I need some funny emotes. Who has the funny emotes besides Ichihime? Funny animals? No, funny emotes. I guess that's kind of funny. The saint emote? Is that what it is? Yeah, let's see. No, I think after that first hiking experience, I just wanted to keep going and hike a lot of different places. Though I will say this. I've never been able to hike Mount Fuji. I was supposed to hike Mount Fuji in my third trip. I just never... I was never able to do it because of the typhoon. It wasn't a strong typhoon, but it was still a typhoon. So, yeah, kind of couldn't do that. I'm just gonna take some points from the AI. Everyone's taking points from the AI. I should do Fuji at some point. I really should. You know, just so I can say I did it. But there's also so many people climbing Fuji. Not necessarily hiking, but climbing Fuji. I don't know if I want to. You know what I mean? It's like if there's too many people in one place, it kind of loses its magic, I guess. Like if there's like way too many people, it kind of loses it something. That's partly why I like going out in the countryside and exploring there. That's also probably why I get into trouble in the countryside. I don't say in trouble, but I mean like, you know, with my communication, I'm very bad. Communication wa? Communication ga? Ga? Wa? Nan desu ka? Nihongo muzukashii. Chou muzukashii. Anyway, I freeze. I forget words. I forget words that I knew. And it takes me 2 weeks to become confident in speaking that again. So that's that's a thing. I don't know. I still find it very funny that I found someone who can randomly speak English in a hot spring. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't want to make of that. I just find it as a funny event. But also I want to meet the guy again. Just you know, just to say hi. Have a proper conversation, not in the onsen. Though there are a lot of people that just, you know, there are a lot of people that just kind of like hang out in the Rotenburo. Holy crap, what? Save the AI. The AI is getting beaten up. Where are the AI rights? AI rights are being denied right now. I mean, say what you want about AI and how it's gonna take all our gerbs and whatnot. But it is very helpful if you use it as a correct tool. As a tool. Not end product, as a tool. That's the distinction, right? I think a lot of people forget that. But again, there's also a lot of bad actors that, you know, there's a lot of bad actors that take advantage of that. So, what do you do? What do you do? Anyway, remember, Lacass, were you here when we did AI normal? Because I remember when I did AI normal, it was very strong. The AI was crazy strong. Easy, it's like, you know, it gets beat up. Yeah, there's an AI setting, there's a normal setting for AI. If you haven't experienced that, we can try it. We can try one game of that. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, AI normal is kind of crazy. I don't know if I want to face against that thing again. If we have time, and if our second person over here is okay with another round, we'll do another round with AI normal, and you will see the true terror. What? Oh. Yeah, Mahjong Soul normal AI. It's yeah, we're doing Mahjong Soul right now. What would you think I was thinking about? ChatGPT? I will be honest, I did try ChatGPT to help me like write a resume, or at least get me an outline of a resume. Because holy crap, I need to update that thing. And I don't know if it's a cookie cutter resume, but it definitely looks a lot different from what I usually write, because office resumes and scientific resumes, not the same. They are not the same. So qualifications and all of that are kind of like whack. For a lack of a better word, they are whack. Anyway, I need to figure out what else to do in Hokkaido, because I only have like, I think, not even 2 weeks, maybe roughly 2 weeks planned in Hokkaido, and I kind of want to do like the entire month. But if I have to move on after 2 weeks from Hokkaido to somewhere else, I think I should do that. Or, you know, stay a bit longer in Hakodate, stay a bit longer in Sapporo. Though, I did stay 5 days in Hakodate this past trip. However, I may have mentioned this one. I was sick for that entire time, so I couldn't really enjoy Hakodate, so it'd be like a revenge match for Hakodate, right? I'll be going to Hakodate again just so I can experience it properly, because it sucks being sick. It sucks being sick on a trip, especially on a part of the trip that you really, really want to enjoy. Gotcha. It's all the Dora. It's all the Dora.
一流のプレイヤーの世界にあるのは勝利だけ。僕みたく超一流のプレイヤーならなおさらだ。
You guys gonna want to go one more round, or are we done for now? もう一回ですか? GG? Okay, well GG then. Alright, I'm okay with doing GG. I probably should get ready anyway for tomorrow. But yeah, closing remarks. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I would like to play more. But you know how we usually do it here for the Mahjong stream. We go roughly 2 hours and I have to stop because I still have work tomorrow. At least the nice thing about work on Saturday is that I don't have to deal with management. However, I still have to report to management even on a Saturday, which is utter crap. Like, what the heck? Let me just do my job. Let me just do the things I need to do. And if I finish it all, can I just leave early, please? Please? But no, I had to tell them, oh hey, I'm done with everything. I'm leaving early. I don't think I necessarily have to get permission because like I'm leaving and there's nothing you can do about it, but you know, it's just the act of doing that. The act of doing that is annoying, which I haven't had to do before. So hopefully when the new manager comes in, or at least, well, the new manager's already there, they just need to be like brought up to speed. Hopefully things will be a little bit better when they're actually in control. Right now they're not in control. So it's a frustrating transition, which I hope it's just that, a transition. Because right now I feel like I'm being micromanaged and I hate it. No one wants to be micromanaged. Let them do what they need to do in the time it takes to do it. I think that's fair. But no, they see it a different way. They see it as policies, and policy trumps practicality. Wrong Trump, translator. We're not talking about that guy. Let me say it in a different way. Policy overrides practicality, which should not be the case in some circumstances. But those are my grievances, and I don't really want to vent on you guys about it, but sometimes I just gotta talk with someone, and you guys are here listening. But I also want to like make this a fun conversation, which we really don't have anything. We really didn't have a conversation so much this time around. I guess I had so much to say that that didn't come up, but we'll have a better conversation next time. I promise you guys. I promise you. So just FYI, I am going to be doing Monday morning streams, so just keep that in mind. I think I started this past Monday. We did some Tevi. We did Tevi this past Monday. Did a pretty long session of Tevi. We'll probably do the same again this week. I'll also probably try to stream one other time, not just a Monday, not just a Friday, but also one other time next week, because I might need it as a stress relief. I might need it as a stress relief, just FYI. It might be a game, it might be a Zatsu, I'm not entirely sure. Though I will say, I am kind of curious about that one game. What's that one game called? I have it on my list here. This one. Hold up. I'm gonna bring it up, and I'm gonna let it speak. For you guys, to you guys instead. Hold up. Where is it? I'm talking about this one. You may know it. You may have seen it. This one. I wanna try this one. You see that? I wanna try this. I have it, by the way. It's in my library. Look, it's in my library. You see that? Oh, I didn't... Oh, buy this game for a friend, so I do have it. Okay, here's the thing. People have said it was good. Like, actually, story-wise, I did ask them, is it actually legit good or is it just for the memes? And from what I understand, it's actually written well. So I'm curious about that. Yes, I do know about the thing. I do know about the thing. And I got spoiled a little bit about what the thing actually is. But I'm still kind of curious about it because what the heck is going on here, you know? Didn't pay attention. Yeah, I mean, it's a visual novel, so it's a little bit hard to stream, to be honest. But I do kind of want to try it just because I already have it. So I may as well try it. Granted, there's also a lot of other ones I want to try. I do want to also go back to Pamali. This one. I want to go back to this. I want to go back to this one. Just because we only did one chapter. And didn't even complete the chapter. Because there's so many endings to one chapter. But I need to go back to this one because it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like a puzzle horror. Like, if you know anything about Asian ghosts in general, or Southeast Asian ghosts specifically, they are vindictive. If you exist, they will hate you. If you do something wrong, they will hate you. If you so much as take a bath at night, they will hate you. It's interesting. It's interesting, and it's very, yeah. Indonesian folklore horror sounds like a base concept. Indonesian folklore horror in general is pretty intense. Also, if you've seen Home Sweet Home, I don't think I'll ever play it because I've seen someone else play it already. Let me show you guys. Home Sweet Home. This one. If you ever seen Home Sweet Home, it's a Thai horror. And I've seen this one being played, and this one is okay. It's not that good after the first part. Like, it gets a little bit stale. But you know, it's pretty okay for the most part. You never seen it? Well, since I'll never play it on stream just because I've seen the entire thing, so I've spoiled myself basically. Go check out a playthrough or something so that you kind of have an idea what it's like. Because when I watched someone play this, it was Korone from HoloLive. And it was also a time when I wasn't streaming yet. So how was I supposed to know I was going to be streaming? Otherwise I would have avoided it. But no, you know, I was just a viewer like everyone else was at the time. And I saw her play it. So, you know, we support her. We support our Oshis. Though I don't watch as much Korone these days, then again, she doesn't stream as much, I guess. I think she still does stream, but not a whole lot. She's busy with other things. I saw the Game Awards yesterday. Oh my gosh, I was gonna make a short video about the Game Awards. Because there were only two things I was excited for in the Game Awards. You want to hear what the two things are? The two things that I was very excited for the Game Awards. Let me show you one of them. Oh crap, what was the thing called? Oh, right. The first thing I was excited for in the Game Awards yesterday. Pony Island 2! Pony Island 2! If you haven't seen the playthrough of Pony Island that I did on this channel, please check it out. Or, you know, check out another playthrough of Pony Island. I am kind of balls deep, so to say, in the Daniel Mullins games, because they're all connected somehow. Like, Pony Island didn't really have a direct connection with any other game, though they kind of does now. Maybe. Yeah, Pony Island 2 starring Prod Z. Apparently Prod Z is in this thing. Why? Why is Prod Z in the game? Why is Prod Z necessary for the game? But he's here. Prod Z is here. Do you guys want to see the trailer? Do you want guys? Yeah, I do like the fourth wall in Daniel Mullins, but I also like how it's kind of half ARG. It's also what do you call this? I don't know if it was intentional, but the games connect with themselves now. Especially Hex connects with Inscription, and Inscription also loosely ties into Pony Island. Very loosely ties into Pony Island. But with Pony Island 2, it might tie those other games also together. So who knows where that actually goes. But let's look at Pony Island 2 first, and then we'll check out the other thing I was excited for. Hold on, let me mute this one. Let me mute this. Okay, you ready for this? You ready to see the trailer? I don't remember the trailer too much, so this will be a review for me too. All right, ready? 1, 2, let's go. I think only part of it is first person. The rest of it kind of looks like Pony Island minus the pony. It's like a weird mix of 2D. Yeah, I know it's big on screen. I'll shrink it.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I think we want this big. We want this big. Yeah, it looks interesting. I think it's another mix of different stuff. Kind of like Hex was. Okay, you know what I did? You know what I did not remember from the trailer? Prod Z being a boss. I don't know if he's the final boss. He's probably not. Prod Z is probably like the chapter 1 boss, because that's usually how this goes. Remember Inscription? Spoilers for Inscription. What you saw in the trailer for Inscription is just the chapter 1 boss. Which Prod Z probably also is. The subtitles is to include also the Japanese viewers who might stumble onto this channel. So for any Japanese viewers, thank you for dropping by. I hope the translation is okay. I know it's not good, but I hope it's okay. Panda Circus is a base title. Oh right, Panda Circus. I don't know about that one, to be honest. But I am a little disappointed. No, I am very disappointed that there's no actual ponies. Where the heck is the pony? It's Pony Island, for goodness sake. Where's the pony? In Pony Island, we got at least a pony with lasers. Right? We got a pony with lasers in Pony Island 1. But there's not even a pony here. Look at that. Look, this was the original Pony Island, okay? This was the original Pony Island, which is Pony with laser and a little bit of programming because why not? That was a thing before. Look at that. Look at that. It goes from happy to, you know, horror-ish. Not really horror, but... It's classic Daniel Mullins. That's what this is. You know what we screwed up? Hold on. Let's let the trailer finish and then we'll continue. You know what we screwed up? And I'm half expecting this because, you know, he might do it, but Daniel Mullins is also known to not really fall into a predictable pattern. I am half expecting that the pony will be a boss, maybe the final boss of Pony Island 2. Because I don't know how much I should spoil Pony Island 1. But there was something that happened at the end of Pony Island 1 that, I don't know, it seems a little sus. And maybe it might have affected our pony. Unless I was misremembering and the pony actually beat, you know, the big bad of Pony Island 1. But I'm kind of half expecting that coming back somehow. What I didn't expect at all, I don't think anyone expected a Pony Island 2. There was no need for a Pony Island 2. But apparently, yeah, there is though. Yeah, please play Pony Island 1. I can't play it again because I already played it on stream, but Pony Island 1 is actually pretty interesting. Gameplay is pretty decent, I have to say. Pony Island has a pretty decent gameplay as a game. I also have played Hex, yes, I have it. I have, how many hours of Hex do I have? I don't think it shows here, but it is in my collection. I have beaten it. I didn't get 5.2 hours. So I have done one playthrough of Hex. And spoilers, one of the characters from Hex shows up again in Inscription. Very briefly, but they do show up. So they're connected. They are connected. Inscription and Hex are. So yeah, I'm kind of deep into Daniel Mullins. I didn't do the whole ARG for Inscription, because holy crap, that takes too much work. But I am very grateful for all the people that did do it. So yeah. As far as I know, those are the main Daniel Mullins games. I know he made some other games before that he referenced in Inscription and is part of the giant ARG. Which, holy crap, how do you even figure that out? I don't understand. How do you figure all this out? It's ridiculous. Anyway, I was excited for that. That was number one. I'm also gonna get Dredge, by the way, but I wasn't so excited about this one, but I'm gonna get Dredge when it goes on sale. Oh, it's on sale. I'll get Dredge after the stream. But I'm gonna get Dredge. I do know that there's a Dave the Diver DLC coming soon. And when Dave the Diver is on sale, I'll probably get that one too. I don't know if I'll play that on stream. I hear it's a pretty long game. Dredge might be also, actually. But I got so many other games that I want to play on stream first. Here's the funny thing. I think after Tevi is done, the next game I want to play is going to come out already. And what I mean by that is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. GBF Relink might be up, I think, by February. And I want to play that one. Now, considering that I don't kind of want to mix too much stuff into this channel, I might stream that on Twitch, maybe? No. Not Relink. GBF Relink is not the same as the GBF fighting game. Grand Blue Relink. This one. Oh, it's on here already. It's an RPG. It's an action RPG. This one. I've been waiting for this forever. So eventually I do want to do this one. But why do you not show any gameplay footage? It's all cutscene footage. It's all cutscene footage. But yeah, I do want to play this one. I don't know if I'm gonna do that on this channel though. I might do it on Twitch, just because I do want to keep it mostly indie here, as well as Mahjong and Zatsu and stuff like that. But then again, I did say that my algorithm is screwed up to heck and back, so maybe I shouldn't worry too much about it. But end of January, beginning of February, that's when this is going to come out. I'll probably be finished with Tevi probably by the new year, so we'll probably do a couple of short games in between, and then we'll jump into this because I've been waiting for this. I also know that Persona 3 Remake, Persona 3 Reload is coming out the same time as this one, but we're not doing Persona 3 Reload. I'm not doing that. If only because I feel like Atlas is going to add, not necessarily a DLC, they're probably going to add more stuff to it. Like, you know how they did with Persona 5 and, like Persona 5, what's that thing called? There's a Persona 5, the extra thing. I forgot what they call it. But you know, Persona 4 Golden, there's also Persona 3 The Answer. And then they had the Persona 5 Royale. Yes, thank you, Royale. So they're probably also gonna do like a Persona 3 Reload The Answer. Maybe. If they do that, it's better to get it then than, you know, at the start. Unless, of course, you're just a really, really huge fan and just want to like play it right away, which I don't blame you. But considering Atlas's track record, I would rather wait than just dive into it. Is my thing. Is my thing. But yeah, excited for Black Myth Wukong, Blade game, Dragon Ball Sparking. Those were also all pretty interesting. The Wukong one was more interesting to me, just because it's Wukong, right? I mean, seeing actually getting Wukong in a, I guess it's kind of like a Souls-like game. We don't need Souls-like games, but it looks like a Souls-like game. And you know, Journey to the West is always a nice story to make into anything, so why not, right? Why not? That one actually looks pretty good. The other thing I was actually super excited for, and I'll show it now. Mecha Break. Call me simple, but I like my mechs. And I do understand this is a PvP game. However, the PvP looks sick. Look at this. Look at this. Unless this is... Well, let's just look at the trailer.
Pilot proceeding on board. Synchronization at 83%. Injecting EIC particles. Launch control is all yours. Target acquired. Engage target.
Armored Core Gundam Day game. How dare you? Yes, it is. It is. It looks a lot more interesting than Armored Core was. I like Armored Core, but holy crap, this is what people who played Armored Core wish Armored Core was like. So, AC6, we wish it was like this, but we can do it now here. The thing that I'm a little bit hesitant on that is it is PvP. Yeah. Right, look at this. Look at this giant. Look at this big boy. Look at this big boy. That's a lot of metal to smash up. I love that. I absolutely love that. Man, I do hope there's like PvE events like this and not all PvP. Or you know, this might be like a see which team beats it first kind of thing. That's also good. Look at the guy. He went Trans Am. The guy went Trans Am. I don't even know what Trans Am is, but he did it. He did it. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone goes. I wouldn't be surprised if we also see a what is it called? An NT drive? Yeah, that might happen too. That might happen too. Yeah, like I said, the only thing that turns me off on this is it's a PvP game. However, it looks like it's not purely PvP, so that might be a good thing. If they do the balancing right, if they don't screw up like Gundam Evolution did, then I think it will be a good game. However, if they don't balance it right, then it's gonna be a crap game. Let's be fair, because it's PvP. Half like Exoprimal, half PvP, half PvE. I don't know what Exoprimal is. I think I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. Exoprimal. Oh, it's here. Wait, you have to buy it? You have to buy it? All I'm seeing is cutscenes so far. And the weather. It looks pretty cool though. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, I think I would prefer Mega Break over Exoprimal because I don't know, a Mega Break just looks so much cooler, I feel like. But yeah, I do like mechs. I do like my mechs. As long as you have mechs with really good action and really good presentation is huge in mech games, then you'll win my favor. You'll win my favor. At least you'll at least get me interested. We'll see how the actual game plays when it does come out. No release date yet, sadly. So that'll be a while. I did do Super Mega Champions at one point. Right. That was a time. That was a time. But it was a okay game. It wasn't that great. Sadly. Sadly. Have you guys seen this one before? Have you seen this one? Apparently the publisher is really, really bad about stuff, so yeah. I mean, I guess it's like Mecha Fortnite, supposedly. I've never played Fortnite, but apparently it's Mecha Fortnite, which was pretty interesting. CNET never played it. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know what the reviews say these days, but the gameplay itself isn't bad, but there's so much to click on and redeem. 95% of it is worthless crap. Seems an attempt by the developers to have you make a mistake and spend cash. I see. Nothing more than a microtransaction money grabber full of hackers. Oh, yeah. Right. It's a problem with online games where it's mostly hackers or whatnot. Sad days. I don't think it was mostly hackers when I did it. At least when it was still new. But it was definitely... It was interesting enough to play for a little bit, but maybe not these days. Especially since, you know, PC, you can hack that pretty easily. Not a good thing. Anyway, Yeah, those were the two main things I was super excited about in the Game Awards. Um, so anyone, if anyone else has seen the Game Awards, what were you excited about? If you haven't mentioned it already, the Wukong one was pretty good. Yeah, the Dragon Ball one was interesting, but I'm kind of curious about the Dragon Ball one if it's actually, well, the Dragon Ball fighting game in an open world setting. I mean, it's not we haven't seen it before. It just looks really cool, right? It just looks really cool. So I'll give points for that. I'm just kind of I'm just really, I don't know. It's like when you watch the Game Awards, you really don't care about the awards themselves. You might be like there's like one way or another you might actually root for some people, like, Pizza Tower getting robbed of indie game. Who the heck is Cocoon? Why did Pizza Tower lose to Cocoon? Who is Cocoon? Don't care. Don't care. But anyway, yeah, no one cares about the esports category. There's a lot of random stuff that rub people the wrong way in the Game Awards. I didn't realize the Game Awards was 9 years old. Like, I didn't realize it was that old. I thought it was. I only found out about it last year, and that was really hyped last year because that's when we got the Armored Core 6 announcement. So that was fun. That was super fun. And now we're getting another mech announcement this year. Holy crap, we got Mecha Break? Yes. Yes. But hopefully Mecha Break is actually good. We don't know. Do we know anything about Amazing Season? Nope, this is their first game. At least their first game on Steam. So this is either going to be really good or really bad. We never know. Gonna play the older Tenkaichi games, mix of Raging Blast from what I've seen. Oh yeah, there was an older Tenkaichi game. What system was that on? Was it PS2, PS3? I forgot. I'm gonna turn on the music back on. I forgot this was off. Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's almost 11:30 here. I need to get to bed. I actually have to get to bed. Like I said, I have work tomorrow, so need to go soon. But yeah, Game Awards yesterday. I actually did want to live commentate it, but I had a huge headache. Super bad headache. So I couldn't even do that. Instead, I just watched it with some friends, and we just kind of roasted a lot. We basically roasted half of the Game Awards. It was really funny, actually. Apparently really good from Yusa. Yeah, actually, I think Cocoon. Let's take a look at Cocoon really quick. I think the main reason why Cocoon won, though, if it's this one, I think if it's this one, the main reason why this won is because of this. Gameplay designer of Limbo and Inside. And if you know what Limbo and Inside are like, then there's high expectations already for this game. Now, I haven't played it, but there's already high expectations for that, right? So if you're known for these games and you deliver more of that puzzle experience, which they seem to have done, except the format's a little bit different, quite a bit different. It's not even 2D. It's a 3D puzzle. And they did it well, which they seem to have done, then okay. But the thing is, no one's heard about this. I feel like no one's heard about this game until last night, which is hilarious, because a lot of people were like, who is Cocoon? Who is Cocoon? No one knew, but everyone knew about Pizza Tower. Pizza Tower, everyone knew, and I feel like people felt that Pizza Tower got robbed. I don't know if it got robbed, to be honest. I just didn't expect this. I didn't expect this. And I think they gave Kojima way too much screen time. Compared to anyone else who won an award, they gave Kojima way too much screen time. But you know what? It is what it is. The VA of Kratos throwing shade at Call of Duty was pretty fun. What did he say about Call of Duty? I don't know. I don't remember that. Yeah, no one knew about this game until the Game Awards, except for maybe 2,000 people that put the review up. And then you probably got 700 more since last night, trying to figure out who the heck is this game. It's also funny that Spider-Man 2, was it? Got nominated 7 times and won nothing. It's funny. Instead, Baldur's Gate 3 got it, which, okay, fine. Baldur's Gate 3 is actually really good. I've never played it. I don't think I'm going to play it just because I don't have time to. Like, I don't mind playing long games, but playing long games like that, I think, if you know how long D&D sessions can take, then you know what to expect with Baldur's Gate 3. As far as that kind of thing. 8-minute speech last year was longer than the 3-hour COD campaign this year? Really? Did he say that specifically? I know he said his speech was 8 minutes. I didn't realize it was 8 minutes. It felt longer than 8 minutes with how he was going on and on about all his about all the people he was thinking. And then I think there was a screenshot somewhere of like somewhat of the teleprompter saying, "Wrap it up." Wrap it up. And then you have Kojima speaking for maybe a good also 10 minutes about his new project that has no gameplay whatsoever. It's just a trailer of movies. I am skeptical about that, but a lot of people like Kojima. So I won't say anything until we actually see something. But I will still make fun of Death Stranding. Honestly, I will still make fun of Death Stranding because holy crap, that thing does not make any sense the way it was designed. What does Jordan Peele do? I feel like I've heard the name before, but I don't know what he does. What did he write? Because apparently he was a really famous writer, and I didn't have the energy to look him up afterwards. Like I said, a huge headache. Also, other things. Get Out and Us. What is Get Out and Us? Get Out and... Get Out. Oh. This one? This one? Is it this one? No, that doesn't seem right. Get Out is a movie. Ah, Get Out is a movie. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've heard of either of those, so I'm gonna be a little bit lost. But if people think it's good enough, then okay. Yeah, if people think it's good, okay, fine. It's kind of like having M. Night Shyamalan collab with Kojima, except I think that would be a really, really bad combo for other reasons. Do we really want an M. Night Shyamalan ending when a Kojima ending is already confusing and long? Do we? I don't know. Probably not. That's just me roasting. Sorry for if anyone's fans of those. That's me just roasting them. Man, I have Death Stranding. Thankfully, I got that for free. Because I haven't gotten around to it yet, and I have like a whole list of games I'll probably never get around to on stream just because how long it takes. But the baby I think the baby is the weirdest thing of Death Stranding, among the other things that happen in Death Stranding. Let's be honest. Anyway, I really should wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for listening to me rant. Thanks also for playing with me tonight. Also, thanks for reminding me that there was a Game Awards yesterday and that we can talk about it a little bit. So, yeah. Anyway, reminder, I will be streaming on Monday morning. If anyone is interested on just, putting me in the background or watching some pretty interesting gameplay. We'll be doing more Tevi on Monday morning. And we'll also be doing... I think we'll be doing a food thing next Friday. We'll be checking more Japan snacks and other foods next Friday. So keep an eye on that. If not Friday, then maybe Saturday, depending on how things go. But most likely Friday. I'll also try to stream in the middle of the week if I feel like it. If I feel like I need to let loose some steam, we'll probably stream in the middle of the week. We'll see. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you everyone. Have a good rest of your day, and see you later. Bye bye.